Good morning. Welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. We seem to have some a little bit of issues this morning, but never mind. We are live now. Thank you for everyone who's joining in this morning. Martin O'Neill has been talking to the media yesterday. View this morning. Martin O'Neill has been talking to the media, and he's been hitting it with some home truths as far as far as Celtic are concerned. Let's face it, he did also confirm, Martin O'Neill, that Daizen Maeda was offered a new contract last season. I've just noticed I've got my top on inside out. Way up too early this morning, or up too late last night, one of the two. It's all going well this morning. Anyway, Martin O'Neill has admitted that Daizen Maeda was offered a new contract last season, and Daizen Maeda turned it down. It's interesting that Martin O'Neill, the man who come into Celtic and who admitted that Daizen Maeda was off to Wolfsburg and the deal fell through. And then Daizen was offered a new contract. He turned it down. It means one thing and one thing only. Daizen will be away in the summer. Martin O'Neill says that it maybe did have a little bit of, his form took a dip. We all know. Entering in the final year of his contract this summer, Celtic will sell Daizen Maeda this summer. There's one thing for sure. They will not allow someone like Daizen Maeda I know. Nobody noticed. It was me. I don't think Daizen will. I mean, Chilpel said that Daizen might reconsider. I don't think so. I think that he. I think he knows as a player. When you come out, when Daizen Maeda comes out and says, when he says that, look, I know I've not been my best this season, but now we know why. Do you know, he was offered the contract, he turned it down. He obviously made the club aware that he wanted to leave, and there was no indication that the Wolfsburg. It's a bit like the Kyogo one. There was no rumours of the Kyogo one. It just came out the blue. Boom, sold. Do you know the Wolfsburg one? Kept quiet, kept hush. Fell through at the last minute. It's interesting. Anyway, Martin O'Neill has also been talking about the state of the B team, which is, we all know the state of the B team, and it's not there. Martin O'Neill goes on about the fact that when he was at Celtic, you had a conveyor belt of players. You know, the last players that we brought through were Tony Ralston, Stephen Welsh. You've got Colby Donovan on the periphery and Dane Murray, and that's fantastic that they're coming through. But it's been a long time, and, you know, we've had Mikey Johnson in the past, Liam Henderson, to say name just a few. You had both Henderson brothers at Celtic, and both went on to forge out a career elsewhere. Now, people will say, well, these players aren't good enough for Celtic, but when you look at the money that we got for Kieran Tierney, 25 million, you kind of want that to happen on a more regular basis. Having it a once in a generation sounds like a bloody independence chat. If the reason that Martin O'Neill says that the youth aren't getting a chance, and he's been really honest with the Celtic, he's been really honest with the Celtic fans, is the fact that Celtic are a club where you must win. And when you're bringing in players like the ones that have been put out on loan, we all know that they're not good enough for Celtic. They are taking up space in the first team at Celtic. And I think that Martin O'Neill knows that there is an issue. When you look at Hateo and Amura, when you look at Odom Ohm, when you look at Lewis Palmer, Yamada, all players that have came into Celtic and not been good enough. Players that have cost us money. Do you know, when you look at Yamada, what did he cost? A million or something. Lewis Palmer cost us 3 million. Odom Ohm cost us a good few million. Hateo and Amura, we got him for peanuts. But it's all money that Celtic could have spent on wages of younger players that were coming through the system. Could have given them that little bit. I mean, Lewis Palmer and that, he's bound to be on about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grand a week, minimum. Odom coming at a time, he's going to be on at least $8,000 a week or something. Yet we offer low wages to players that are coming through the system and offer them no pathway. There's no pathway getting into the first team because you bring in the likes of Hateo and Amura. You know, Odom came in, Lewis Palmer, Daizen Maeda. The fact that Stephen Welsh has came through the system at Celtic and has now went on loan, that's maybe an argument for Celtic fans to go, well, they're not good enough. You need people like Stephen Welsh at the club. Martin O'Neill says you need people that come through the academy. You need the players that have been at the club since 10, 11, 12-year-olds because they want to be there. They want to be at the club. They've got their idols that they grew up watching at the club. And they want to put their own name down in history. And we're actually doing these young lads a big disservice by not offering them a decent proposal, you know. No, it's not even a decent proposal of financial terms. It's all about being able to get into that first team. So Martin O'Neill does have a point. Martin O'Neill went on to say that it will be really good. He also says that himself and Mark Fotheringham, notice he seems to do a lot of the scouting stuff with Fozzie. I wonder why that is. He said that they went to a B team match. They played against Brentford last Tuesday at Barrowfield. Some of the younger lads, and this is the reality check for Celtic fans. Martin O'Neill says there's some really good players out there, but they're not of the age yet. It's going to be a couple of years before they make the breakthrough. There's no one in the B team right now. Well, you could say there are some players. Do you know, there's Jude Bonner and players like that, but it could be the same scenario when the new manager comes in and you must win at Celtic. And Martin O'Neill says that. He says, when I'm looking from afar, you look at Celtic and you think, why aren't they bringing through younger players? You know, they're bringing in 21-year-olds from other clubs, prospects. But when the players that come through the academy reach 21, they get put out on loan. You know, they should really be in and around the first team at Celtic. So it's interesting that Martin O'Neill has been saying that because Martin O'Neill, it's also been said by a publication that does put out a lot of weird headlines about Celtic, and not many of them come true. But there is chat that Martin O'Neill was interested. Sean Maloney set sights on Celtic director of football role as summer overhaul intensifies. Could Sean Maloney be the next director of football at Celtic? Is that the trick that we're missing? Maybe we're way off the mark thinking that Roberto Martinez has come into the club. And would Sean Maloney be a good director of football? A lot of people were talking about Martin O'Neill being director of football, but I think that that's too much of a hands-on position for Martin O'Neill. I think that, oops, I'll look straight in with it. After the January window, it's a no. I was kind of thinking the same. If that's the level that we're going for, and Sean Maloney brought these players in that we've got in the last window, it's crazy. DJ Kev says, still have people getting at a wage, not playing. Our wage bill is high enough without players chucking it and then deciding to play the last few games. Wouldn't be in this position. Well, there's one thing for sure. Martin O'Neill seems to think that there's going to be some serious summer clear out at Celtic. We all know, we've spoke about it before. There are far too many players at the club that are just making up the numbers. The fact that Martin O'Neill's pleading the case for Celtic to produce more younger talent. He wants, it would take a big financial burden off of Celtic if they were to produce even 2 players a year from the academy. The academy is just a complete and utter shambles at the moment from the outside. You know, Martin O'Neill says that there's some cracking young players there, but they're 2 or 3 years away from even being in and around the first team for training purposes with this current squad. I can't see this. I mean, that's a crazy headline. Exclusive. They run all the, you know what site I'm on about. Football Insider 24/7. The most nonsense. Peter O'Rourke comes out with these nonsensical headlines every couple of weeks, exclusive on the top of them. And then he says that Sean Maloney's eyeing a move on director of football role at Celtic at the end of the season. Sources have told Football Insider. The 43-year-old has got his eyes on the vacant director of football role, with sources indicating that he's keen to take charge of recruitment. Oh, Jesus, we're doomed. We're doomed. I can't take that publication serious. Honestly. I cannot take Football Insider. And do you know the worst part about it? Football Insider 24/7 is they've got Celtic Insider on Facebook. They've got Rangers Insider. They just, man, honestly, I'm going to start my own media company and just put pure shite and on different platforms. Honest to God, it's nonsense, pure nonsense. If Maloney is the answer, we are asking the wrong question. A complete refresh is required now. Yeah, I can't see Maloney. Do you know why I'm going to rubbish that article, right? Because Maloney said in an interview, Maloney said that he told. Let's look at the reality and look at the information, the real information that we have, not sources, according to Football Insider 24/7. That's enough advertising for them on this channel. When you look at what Sean Maloney said, he said that he promised Michael Nicholson that he would stay at Celtic for 2 seasons, and 2 seasons only. He wants to go. He wants to go back to the pathway manager's job. Takes him at the front line, you know, lets him deal with other clubs, get his network grown within that role, and he was seemingly doing a great job. There is nothing to suggest that Sean Maloney wants to be director of football at Celtic. Tim only hiring policy, Baza. It's not a Tim only. It's pure nonsense, man. It is pure nonsense. But anyway, if that's what gets them clicks, it definitely worked this morning. And would you want Maloney worked directly alongside Martin O'Neill, in both interim spells, it went to say, in this team. He's also served as head of player pathways. And the Celtic search for a new manager still ongoing. Their appointment and new boys could come alongside the switch for Maloney. No chance. There's no way. No way. If Sean Maloney's director of football, it's honest to God, man. Don't know. I think we need to have a minute of silence for Celtic and ambition. Being fair. Come on, he brought in Vuka. He brought in Tam the Checks Out. He brought in all these players that came in the last transfer window. Come on, give us a break. It's been a minute since Sean's been on. He's going back to pathway. Yeah, you can tell it's a slow news week, and you can tell that Martin O'Neill's kind of stealing the headlines. So somebody needs to put out an article that. Anyway, getting back to Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill, Maloney couldn't direct traffic. Martin O'Neill says. The survey says, Martin O'Neill says, when you look at my time at Celtic, we had some serious players, but you had to win, and Celtic hadn't won for some time. We had some young kids back then that we felt that might be able to do a job with a bit more nurturing, a bit more time. But you don't have that at Celtic in the modern days. When you look back at Fergie, when he brings in 7 or 8 players, you know, we all know the players, they were all fantastic players. You don't really have a group that are all coming through at the same time. First and foremost, the important thing is to bring through players. It is fundamental to Celtic. And honestly, it would have been nice to have that mixture. Rather than having players like Reo Hatate. Reo Hatate was a player who was the best player in the United Kingdom, it was suggested a couple of seasons ago in midfield. He is a player that he says, with any football team, Martin said, team, squads, cycles come to a natural end. This team, this squad of players that was amassed under Ange Postecoglou, the majority of it, the backbone of the team, is coming to the natural end of its cycle. The new manager incoming will want a complete refresh. The squad needs a complete refresh. Reo Hatate, once regarded an absolute fantastic player that could run the game and pick out a pass that would be a killer touch, has been dropped by Martin O'Neill. What does that say for the likes of Sean McArdle, Jude Bonner, Kyle Urey? Could they step up to the frame next season? Will they be given the opportunity? Or will the next manager that comes in say, no, I need to bring in some experience because I need to win the title? I saw what happened to Wilfred Nancy, and I'm not going to allow that to happen to me, to you, to me, to you, to me, to you. It's a bit like the Celtic management badge. They still wear badges at organisations. Mind you, used to wear one at Bannantine's. Sales and marketing manager. Yes. Anyway, let's jump into it. Maloney couldn't direct. Oh. Mikey boy, what was that? I missed your first call. Where was it? Oh yes. Oh, definitely, Mikey boy. Definitely. They didn't have none of that nonsensical mainstream media palaver, but then again, it doesn't matter. Anyway, when you talk about Celtic, Martin O'Neill says you make 3 or 4 mistakes in a match in relative quick concession, you lose a bit of confidence. That's what's happened to Reo Hatate. He reckons that he's lost his confidence, but you still have his part to play between now and the end of the season. He says you've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's trying to get up to speed fitness-wise, match fitness-wise. We're not talking about physicality fitness-wise. We're not talking about, running down the garden to catch the wane and being out of breath fitness-wise. We're not talking about doing a wee 10-minute run fitness. We're talking about getting up to match fitness. He still believes that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain isn't at that level. He says, but even if he never kicked another ball for us, he's been a success this season, has Oxlade-Chamberlain, because he scored a couple of goals that helped us win matches. Brendan Rodgers once admitted that Reo Hatate used to frustrate the life of him, he said. You ask any Celtic fan, I think, that Reo Hatate, we all know what he does, and he's past it. In a Celtic jersey, he's past it and he'll be gone this summer. And Martin O'Neill knows that there will be big changes this summer. We're still waiting on Celtic coming out with the emails. Do any of the B team players train with the squad? I'm not too sure, Chelpil. I know that some of them did do. But when you look at the squad, I'm not too sure, actually. When you look at the academy, and do you know what's really embarrassing for Celtic? And I go on about Celtic and the updating of their website. I'm just going to go into it because it's like, really? Come on, Celtic. This is the Celtics academy page. He's not been with Celtic since nearly a full year. Has Daniel Cummins. But Celtic don't update these things. What is going on at Celtic, honestly? It's anyway, the academy. Where's the teams? It's B team, isn't it? Celtic B team. Anyway, when you look at the goalkeepers that come through, Aidan Rice, Marcus Gill, Corey Shaw are the young goalkeepers. None of them look old enough to make the step up. I mean, they're just kids. Hayden Borland, Isaac English, Cole Crawford, Finlay Hale. Finlay Hale made one of the games this season. So I don't know if these are maybe in training. Samuel Sedwell, Kyle Urey, he's bound to be at the age. Jude Bonner also. These are players that have been given some game time towards the end of the season before, and surely that they have to be at the age where they are introduced into first team football, or we're going to lose them. Sean McArdle, another one. Robert Rachwell, Ronan Ferns. I mean, the rest of them are just young kids. Owen Harrington, Samuel Izaguzu. He's made the squad before. And then you look at the ones that are out on loan. Josh Clark, Partick Thistle. Francis Turley at Ayr United. Not sure what's happening with him. He was a fantastic little wide player that should be given a chance. Ben McPherson, Andrew Kyle, Aidan Rice, goalkeeper. Seem to have an awful lot of younger goalkeepers that are definitely out on loan. So, I mean, it would be good. And it's the same old story, though. If Celtic do introduce some of these younger players, and all you'll get is Celtic fans go, they're not good enough. 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 Do you know Liam Henderson told he wasn't good enough at Celtic. He's had a fantastic career in Italy. Brilliant career in Italy he's had for himself. But we'll wait and see, because Martin O'Neill believes that some of these ones, even though that they're not old enough yet, he hopes that they will make the first team in years to come. And my big fear is nothing will change at Celtic over the next couple of years, especially when a new manager comes in and it's imperative that the new manager has to win. Liam Fisher says Rangers TV is vastly superior to Celtic TV in quality. Wow, I wouldn't know, mate. I don't watch Rangers TV, so I would never know. I think I need to take you off your admin if you're watching Rangers TV, mate. Celtic absolutely must revive our academy players to evolve into the first team like the old days, says Kev. Yes, Johnny Kenny scored again for Bolton at the weekend. Get the boy up the road. Yeah, that is. Should we take Liam off of having the spanner for the fact he admitted he watches Rangers TV? Shinya Maeda eventually scored. He's playing in second level football in Germany. Come on, you cannot have a Shinya Maeda a love fest when he's yeah. Kenny's goals have got Bolton into the playoff spot. Yes, they have. I was streaming their game. Hmm. Oh, jeez. Liam's come out as a closet current. Liam, I don't even type that club into my phone. Liam, you're going to get it typed for that one. Like, I tell you, I take pity on it. You should never have posted that in the comments. You're going to get it so tight in the comments. I'm not even reading the comments on this video after I come offline. But anyway, the SPL are delaying the Rangers allocation. We need some spies. Leave Liam alone, lol. This is very true. Oh man. Anyway, it is Tuesday morning. It's one of those slow news days. There will be speculation. A lot of the headlines this morning are all around the fact that Martin O'Neill has outlined a plan for Academy stars, even though he won't be here at the end of the season. And then there's a non-school headline. It's crazy headline season, isn't it? It started early. Sean Maloney is director of football. Here's a question. Would you renew your season ticket if Sean Maloney was director of football? That's a serious question. Considering the players that we brought in the last window. I'm just sorry, I'm reading the comments. Anyway, it's not going to be a long video this morning, that's for sure. With the sort of midweek that it is, it's always a slow at this time of year. It's Kelechi revealing he's looked up James Forrest for years, his old favourite player. Interest. Really? God. Oh, paid for my holiday. Well, there we go. Oh, somebody won at the bookies, and O's paid for his holiday. Liam, you're getting it tight. Oh man, right, that's me done and dusted for this morning. I'm going to do some real work that pays the wages, as they say, and I shall see you all back this evening. Hopefully we get some little bit of breaking news today. Will this be the day that Celtic drop the love bomb or email bomb of um, season ticket renewals, or will they hang off? Will they hang off? Because that's the next big thing. Because as soon as Celtic drop the letter, I was going to say, yeah, don't say that word. Once Celtic do drop the email that here is time to renew your season ticket, we must only be at least 4 weeks away from Celtic announcing a new manager. When Martin O'Neill gets to the Scottish Cup final, that will be it for him as manager. So, what are the dates that we're looking at? What were the date that was Brendan Rodgers was announced? That's the date that you want to look at. And I'm sure that was about, it was still in May, wasn't it? Was it not about the 27th of May or something? Not sure. I'll need to look at that. I'm sure it was roughly about then, the first time round, that Brendan Rodgers was announced as manager. I think that you will get a decision early on. I'm going for a week after the Scottish Cup final, and then we'll take it from there. See what happens. Because Celtic will need to sell season tickets. Anyway, that's been done and dusted this morning. Celtic are in the final of the Scottish Cup after beating St Mirren 6-2 at Hampden. 2-2, went into extra time. I still have nightmares about Luke McCowan. It was like a parting of the sea in defender talk, and Luke McCowan just had to hit the target, and he rocketed it over. Could have went not into extra time. He could have been a legend by winning the game 3-2, but Celtic had a fantastic spell in 6 minutes. Then they scored 4 goals and completely annihilated them. Anyway, that's me done and dusted for this morning. Kelechi is kissing the badge because contracts are being flung about. This is very true. Liam's getting it absolutely tight. We should buy Jordan Larson this summer. He's got a year left. He's absolute fine. Has been for months. I think that ship sailed, isn't it? I mean, if you bring in Jordan Larson, you're just going to compare him to his dad. Do you know what I mean? And it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen at all. Anyway, I'm going before the chat implodes anymore. Kelechi in the art show on his Irish passport. And Stephen Johnson's just came into the group chat this morning, but unfortunately, it's time for me to leave. Got some pennies to earn. Anyway, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, you crazy bunch of people. And shout out to Liam, who's, just keep calling him Liam.